No, this is a great idea. Thanks for having this. I guess the reason I'm calling in is about my concern about crime here in the district. I live in the Groveland neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I actually emailed you and you didn't email me back, but Michael Jordan missed a free throw. So I
Oh, I'm
not,
sorry.
no hard feelings, no hard feelings. But yeah, so about a month ago, we were sitting in the house with Theo and my 1-year-old while we were home at 5 o'clock. I went out to go to a dinner and realized both of our cars had been ransacked while we were home. Later came to figure out that, hey, Theo, get off the chair. Babe, can you get Theo? Later figured out that they went through another 5 cars in our neighborhood alone and through other neighborhoods as well. When the police showed up, they did a great job, by the way. They showed up, basically said, Andy, Minnetonka is no longer safe to have your garage door open and your cars unlocked, which we both did. This is news to me, as until about a year ago, it was safe to have your cars unlocked and your garage doors open. I found out that the team that went through our neighborhood had about 15 felonies at the least between them, and they were out and about. I guess I'm just concerned about the lack of attention on this very serious subject. We've spent this whole meeting talking about what we're going to do with tax money that, is just bonus money that just showed up from nowhere. I mean, that came from all of us, by the way. It'd be nice to have a plan before we ask for the money, but that I don't want to get off topic. Talking about taxes, I'm just, you do a great job on your social media, and I mean that. Like every day you can see exactly what you're up to. So since I got robbed, and my neighbors as well, with the continuing crime wave, on your Facebook, looks like you were preparing online survey classes, walking underneath the Kellogg Bridge,
talking about the bonding tour last week.
U of M alumni facility, live streaming from a dump, talking about trash and biogas.
So Andy, your point is well taken. I'm on the bonding committee, and we go on those bus tours 5 times.
I'm almost done. I'm almost done here. I'll wrap it up. So posting memes, videotaping yourself ice skating, and a water main break. So I know that might just be kind of the fun page, but then if you dig deeper and you look on your website, it looks like you want to release criminals from marijuana related convictions, expunging their records, supporting the reform of cash bail, which I believe is a major driver of why people think they can just drive around in the broad daylight and go through their constituents' garages and
so Andy,
and cars.
I'm respectfully interrupting you because I think I get the point of your question. But I have lived in this home in Minnetonka for 27 years. My husband and I used to live in Groveland. We had a house on Fairlawn, which is just down the street from Groveland Elementary. So I'm very familiar with
it's right in our neighborhood.
3660 Fairlawn Avenue. So anyway, I absolutely agree with you that Minnetonka has seen an uptick in crime, as has Plymouth. I think most of us read about that parent who was recently at Wayzata East Middle School and was actually carjacked, picking up her kid. I mean, it's just insane. So there's no argument there. I did a ride along with Minnetonka police and spent the whole evening in a squad car listening to that officer, and then back at the station with his bosses talking about what's causing this increase in crime. So I'm well aware of that. I am on the bonding committee. No, Andy, I'm sorry. I am on the bonding committee.
I haven't asked a question yet, though.
I thought you were maybe just pointing out that I was not.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't asked a question. So
okay.
Do you actually,
so Andy, what's your question?
I have a question. So are you aware of the statistics? I went to the police meeting at the end of the year last year, the presentation to the city council. Are you aware of the actual stats of the increase in crime? Like what it is? Theft from motor vehicles. They
told me that carjacking in Minnesota had gone up in Minnetonka had increased 200% last year.
Well, theft from motor vehicles, 100%. I'm almost done because I'm going to be respectful of everyone's time. Theft from motor vehicles up 100%, stolen cars up 50%, burglaries up 60%. Some people have dismissed this as nonviolent, but the people that robbed us had guns in their car and a whole hotel room full of guns. So my question to you is, what have you done about crime and what is your plan? Because people that are following along, it seems to me like riding along with the policeman isn't going to do much, but saying that you're going to be not tough on crime on your website and not mentioning crime makes people like the ones that robbed me think they can do what they did and get a slap on the wrist and get out of jail. So what is your plan to keep your residents safe? Because per the police and representatives from the city, it is no longer safe to have your car doors unlocked and your garage door open in Minnetonka. So what's the game plan? Thank you very
Great,
much.
Andy. Thanks for that great question. I will have to tell you that in 27 years, we've had our garage broken into 3 times and our cars rifled through 4 times. And none of that didn't just happen this year. So I respect your opinion, but I do have 27 years of experience to tell you that it really hasn't been safe to keep your garage.
Well,
and your
except for the
cars unlocked
stats,
for a long
except for the
time.
stats, except for the statistics, which are actually
Well, I'm
numbers.
just telling you my lived experience. So I think it's important to note that the city of Minnetonka and the city of Plymouth police departments are both very well staffed. In fact, they recently in Minnetonka had 2 openings and they had 50 applications for those 2 openings. They have no trouble meeting the needs of their police department and are well funded. I support that very much, even though at the state level, it's not really in my jurisdiction. At the state level, we don't have much that we can do to impact local government aid for police. The LGA equation or formula has been well established, and I very much appreciate what both Minnetonka and Plymouth police departments do. We just, in terms of crime, I'm sorry, Andy, there's just not a lot that we can do at the state level. The Hennepin County gets about 2% of their budget from the state, 2% of their budget from the state. And so increasing their budget, increasing what we give them is not going to have a huge impact on crime per se. The House just dropped a Criminal Reform Act today, and I'm sure I will support that. I haven't had a chance to read it because I have been preparing for this and getting some other stuff done, but I'm very much in favor of fully funding the police. I'm very much in support of our police departments and the work they're doing. I love living in Minnetonka. I have called the police several times, even once within this last year, to come to my house when we had an intruder. So I'm very happy to support the police, Andy. So I don't have any argument with you. My focus is not on police reform because I just can't be effective there.
But what
And
about
no
bail
matter-
reform? What's on
no
your
matter what-
website?
I'm happy to reform bail. Andy, are you an expert in bail reform? Because I think that there's quite a bit of information that would support a non-fair bail system. And I did vote for bail reform last year. It did not pass. All right.
I mean, I'm not an
thank
expert.
you.
Sorry,
Andy, my LA says I don't have any emails from you, so I hope that you send me one and I'll follow up with you offline. Thanks,
I can
Andy.
resend it. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, we'll be happy
Yeah,
to
send
follow
it.
up. We're going to move on. Andy, thanks.
All right.